This is the Authority Partners podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Authority Partners Podcast. My guest today is Aida Beganovic, and let me introduce her. Just to know, Aida is managing projects for the last 15 years, and yes, she knows all the tricks and tips. First, she worked in automotive industry on a very challenging project and happily joined IT industry at Authority Partners 2.5 years ago as a senior program manager. Before you listen to this podcast, you need to know three things about Aida. First, she's always eager to learn. Second, she's the most productive when under pressure and in challenging environments. And I'm sure that is one of components of being superb in program management. And she is still in love with everything what project management is about. And that passion is a driver for sure. Today, we will talk about project management, focusing on managing client expectations and constant changes. Hello, Aida. And first of all, thank you for doing this. It's great to talk to you and have you with us.
Hello, and thank you so much for a great introduction. I'm very thrilled to be able to speak about managing client expectations and constant changes, and a topic that is hopefully very interesting for all of you. So, hi, everyone.
Great to have you here once again. And I would like to start at the very beginning. So the biggest challenge faced by all organizations is ensuring that their projects deliver agreed objectives within time, cost, and to the expected quality. As I said before, Aida and I will talk about successful project delivery, taking into consideration all sides and steps of this process. So Aida, I would like you to explain to our audience where to start first.
When talking about the project management, everything starts basically with our clients. First, today we will be focusing on building the relationship with the client. We need to know how to determine and how to communicate with our clients. And also we need to take into consideration that our clients are also persons working for some organizations, that they are having their goals and reporting and plans and everything. So our main goal and focus is to find out what are their expectations, what are their goals, maybe about their doubts. I would put on the first place to speak with the client and to define very clearly what they are expecting from us. Besides the business goals and besides the communication about the delivery and delivering quality items or products to our clients, it is also important to talk about the personal goals of our clients, to see what are their expectations about the organization, what they are expecting from us, how to communicate with them, what they are expecting from us, how to report to them, and also what they need to report to their management or to their organizations. And that will help us to determine easier how we can focus on our daily conversation and our project basically delivery.
Yeah, so what about the plans? Like what was the planning process between the company and the client?
So when we are in the communication with the client, we will always focus on the things that we need to deliver. So we have clarified on a baseline their expectations, but then we need to define clearly what they want us to deliver. I am suggesting always to have a clear list of everything what the client is expecting from us. And we are using that to prepare the plan. When we are having the list, so in most of the cases, those are the product backlog items, but sometimes they are also high-level requirements. When we have it already, we need to put it somewhere in some timeline, since we are communicating client expectations about the delivery dates as well. So not only focusing on the things that we need to deliver, but also to focus on when the client is expecting us to deliver something. So this is helping us to create a baseline project plan.
So Aida, where the team fits here?
Well, the same way we are communicating with the client openly, clearly, and transparently. When gathering all the requirements and defining clients' expectations, we need to communicate with our team. Everything what we have gathered and discussed with the client, we need to communicate with our team. And we need to give them opportunity to give us the feedback about the proposed plan. Team will have some comments for sure, and we really need to be serious about addressing it and to communicate it back to our client. This is helping us to clearly define clients' expectations in the first place, but also our feedback about those expectations. And this will help us to adjust our plan where needed. And this will help us to have a better team commitment to our client.
Where does the risk falls in within this specific process? And how do you communicate to the client then? Does the team participate in a risk definition?
When we have all the requirements and then we have defined and review everything with our team, project manager needs to gather all the comments and to define together with the team all the risks that we potentially could have. It can be the discussion related to technical implementation. It can be the concern that is related to delivery or to due date that client is expecting. So we are gathering everything and we are coming back to client, communicating everything clearly. When communicating with the client, we need to come up also with some contingency plan. If we have recognized the risks, we need to prepare some kind of action plan, which is explaining what to do in case of challenges that we could have. And communicating this clearly to the client will help us later. We are planning as everything will be as agreed. But of course, in any project, we are having a lot of challenges. So we really need to define how we will communicate it, how we will react, what is the timeline we need to do, what needs to be escalated, and how we should escalate it. We also need to define all the roles very clearly. Client will have some expectations from project manager to do, but also will have some expectations from particular team members. So it's really important to define very clearly the responsibilities and then the risks and then what to do in a case that we are facing with a challenge.
Great, but let's stay a little bit more on the side of risks. Let's talk more about risks. How do you ensure everyone is aware of the risk and how to manage it?
We will come back again to communication. When we have requirements and when we are reviewing it, we are determining that we have some potential risk, right? We need to list them all, even those that we are not sure that could occur. But let's list them and let's see what are the impacts of each single of risk.
Please.
Let's see how this is impacting our delivery, and then communicating that to the client is very crucial, and discussing with the client about every single risk. Also, for everything what we identify as a potential risk, we need to have some plan how we can resolve the potential issue. That will help us in situations when we are facing with a challenge or with some risk to know what are our next steps. Should we include client immediately, or we have some space for internal action items that we can implement in order to achieve our goal?
I guess the communication, and we're coming back to this two-way communication, is most important and most crucial so everybody's on board.
Yes, you are totally right. So when we have the plan, when we have the risks defined, we need to review it frequently. Really, the best way is it is depending on dynamic of your project, but the best way is at least once a week to review what we have planned, where we are standing, what are our risks, did we have already some risks, how we accomplish to deliver something, how we accomplish to introduce some new proposals. Because even if we define the project very well in all details, and even if we are on time, we will have some potential changes. So we need to communicate very clearly, again, repeating, I think third or fourth time, communicating both sides with our client, but also with our team. So this is two-way communication.
Are the scope changes or requirements changes considered as a risk?
Well, I would say that is probably one of the biggest challenges we can face with in one project. And this is the reason why we are being agile as well. Since the market is changing every day and we are living in a world that is changing very, very fast.
Dramatically every day.
Yes. So we need to be ready for changes. And the way how we can do it is if we organize a very smart change management. And we need to, I will come back
How
again
do
to
you
our
do that?
client. Yeah, I will come back to our client in the first place.
Mhm.
So first, we need to define with the client the clear requirements and what is expected from us, as said at the beginning. Once we have it, every change that is coming to us needs to be, again, transparently communicated and needs to be visible to everyone. It is not always the case that we will be able to implement change, but we need to offer our clients some other proposals. If we are not able to implement the change today, maybe we will be able to implement it tomorrow, but we need to come back always to clear and constructive communication with our client and be always ready to give our client some proposals. So if we are not able to implement the change immediately, we need to give some proposals when we can do it. If it is very urgent change that we have, and it is very, very important to our client, but also to our main goal, we need to communicate to our client what is the impact on our delivery, what is the impact of our plan on our plan, what is the impact on the team, and then we can make decision together.
So what to do if changes will impact delivery time, cost, or quality? How do you solve that?
Through the whole conversation that we are having today, the highlights is the communication with our client. Every change we are facing with, every risk, we are communicating with our client. So in the first line, we need to define it very clearly and then to determine the impact and then have client onboarded. And then we are opening discussion with the client. As said, determining the impact and then all the risks that could occur if we will be implementing that change immediately, and we are deciding together what to do and how to implement it. And we shouldn't forget the team here. We need to communicate all the changes in a timely manner to our team members because they need to be aware of everything what is going on. And again, they need to have opportunity to give their feedback about every change. And this is something what we need to communicate again with the client. So again, this is both-sided communication that needs to be very transparent, very honest, always in timely manner, and always as we have agreed at the beginning of agreement with our client.
What I wanted to ask you about the backup plan, is that a part of a process of defining like risks, doing a risk assessment?
Of course, it is a plan that we need to have for every potential risk. We are allowed to say to our clients no, but also we need to consider that they are having their plans, they are having their KPIs, and we agreed a common plan, a common goal for all of us. So when we are in situation to say no to client, when we are not able to implement some changes or we are facing with a risk, we need to come up with additional proposals, which we have discussed with the team. And I think that is very, very important because saying just no and not giving opportunity or a backup solution to our client will bring us into a situation where we are ruining a bit our relationship with the client.
Yeah, and good relations needs to be maintained, but sometimes it takes a lot of effort to kind of deliver a bad news and then translate it in a challenges and something solvable rather than kind of ruining the relationship itself, right?
Right, yes, because as said, clients are giving us some requirements and they are having certain expectations from us. So if we are not informing clients on a daily level about everything what is going on through the project, about all the risks, about all the potential challenges, about the changes, if we are not giving our team opportunity to give us the feedback, to offer us maybe better solutions, we cannot be successful.
It's really interesting how many good things can come out of a very good brainstorming sessions between the client and the team.
So yes, you're right. Brainstorming sessions are very important. So we need to discuss about everything what is related to our project with our teams. We need to give them opportunity to give us their ideas, to give us potential improvement ideas, to give us also feedbacks about the implementation and which challenges they are facing with. And this is where we need also to onboard our client, to inform our client on a daily level what is going on, what are our concerns, what could we do better, and to transfer this to potentially additional work as well. And this is something what I also wanted to point out. Clients will not be able always to give us a clear requirements or clear prioritization or clear plan. And this is where we need to step in and give our clients some proposals. And if we are brainstorming often on a regular basis, we will have a list of potential improvements that we can offer to our client at any time. And this will help us to have a work at any time in our project delivery.
Well, that sounds like a really solid partnership you're building, like through managing a client and being so focused on the priorities and being so focused on improvements and what can be done better. In that case, like taking care of a client within a managing a client can really kind of come to the point where this relationship is starting to be very good and solid partnership, I would say. For the end, Aida, what would be your advice to all project managers who are listening to us and the teams as well?
Well, as you already stated, it's everything about building the relationship with the client, but also with our teams. And we can build that relationship if we are communicating very honestly, if we are transparently communicating, and if we are consistent in everything what we have agreed. But also, I need to point out that communication is key of every relationship. So if we want to build a partnership, which is the recipe for success in project management, we need to work hard on our relationship and really define everything what can come up and clearly, I will repeat it 2 times because it's very important, communicate with client and with our team.
Well, I would say that for the end, if I may, that you actually brought everything what is kind of the base and the bread and butter of authority partners, all the values you guys and actually we guys cherish.
Yes, we need to be focused on a partnership with our clients and to be in a very good relationship with them and with our teams. So this is the culture what we want to spread.
Thank you very much, Aida, for being with us. And it was a great pleasure talking with you.
Thank you as well. This is just a small part of project management, but I hope we will be able to take at least one good message for us.
Thank you for listening to the Authority Partners podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.